Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Invictus Racing League Tier 3, brought to you in partnership with Gridfinder. Tonight we'll be racing around the Australian Grand Prix around the Melbourne circuit. I am here with Ewan. How are you today, Ewan?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. An interesting one. Australia, it's sort of... there's been a couple of revisions to the track. They've made it a little bit easier. A couple of places that were easy to lose the car have been removed. So hopefully we'll have a little less incidents, a few corner widenings as well. So we'll have to see what this race is going to throw at us tonight.
Yeah, let's hope for a clean race. And as always, let's hope for minimal safety cars.
Minimal safety cars indeed. Obviously this track is classed as a street circuit. I think a lot of it is ran on an actual street. I don't know if some of it is not.
It's in a park, isn't it?
Yeah, Albert Park. I think some of it is streets and then some of it is added on as well. I know a lot of the gravel traps are kind of grassy areas the rest of the year, and I watched when they went to Australia, I watched someone showing you around the Australian Grand Prix before it was set up. It was quite cool to watch, actually. Let's go aboard then with the Alpine of Sam Flan. He's on his first flying lap. So far so good. An exit you do not want to run up on the sausage curb, and an easy place to lose the car there on the right hander, but he's got through that one nicely. You can sort of understeer through that or oversteer, and both will result in a spin. One of the new corners then widened a little bit there, and then this bit you may not notice if you haven't raced here in the last year. This whole area is just flat out. It's not quite a straight, but there's no brakes needed all the way down into the chicane, which is a very tricky braking zone. You don't want to slow down too much, carry enough speed through there, but you also don't want to cut the corner either and run too wide like he did. And unfortunately that will be an invalidation then for Sam Flan, an easy one to do as well, so no blames on himself. Let's go with that too then. A couple of drivers also invalidating Trems and invalidate his time as well. So on with the Ferrari. Let's see if he can get through this a little bit nicer. He does do that. Not too wide on the exit there, and that will help to keep that a valid run. It might be, Ewan, just get your runs in valid and then go a little bit faster after if you can.
Yeah, potentially. What's going to be the target time today, do you think?
In honesty, I have no idea, but a 1:19.3 then for Jack is the fastest time. Let's see where this is going to put Atsu. He's going to go down into 5th place for now. I'm sure he's got some more time to find. Let's see if his teammate can do a little bit better. That last corner, another tricky one. Again, an easy place to lose the car. As LDR goes quickest, a 1:19.1, as Joseph comes running up to the line, and he goes 3rd place, a 1:19.5.
Oh, and the Sir Spud has spun it in the Mercedes on the start finish straight.
Yeah, just as I went back to him, I did see him backwards, unfortunately.
I was just watching JP. He goes fastest, and as he crossed the line, you just see
Sir Spun.
Sir Spun.
On top of their 9th, they're a little bit slower than the rest of the drivers. Let's watch Sab as we've got another yellow flag. I think that's just people letting each other through. Nice line through there, and then just pin the throttle all the way around the right-hander. And the next one. As Officer Red goes 4th. Coming in 6th place. The two Aston Martin, 7th and 8th for now. Where is the Williams of Sab gonna go? A nice line through there. Don't run too wide, and he is run wide but not invalidated there, so I'm not really too sure how. But the game, if you invalidate, the game will tell you. Taking a little bit of curve there on the entrance. A tight couple of corners here, and he's lost the back end, and that will be lap it over with a corner cut into the pits just to confirm exactly that. Let's have an eye on Sir Spud then. He's going to go for a lap on those hard tyres. Just having fun, that's what he always tells me. He's just out to have some fun. He's not even using ERS.
Sir Spud then going for a second hot lap.
Offers for it then also possibly on an in lap, or maybe he's going to go twice. He's harvesting his battery. He's got 81%, so I think he might be going for a flyer here, unless he could darts into the pits. No, he has gone into the pits. Interesting. He tries a late practice, yeah. Seems that way.
Sir Spud, a second quicker than his time.
Very wide there.
It doesn't invalidate.
No, you can get away with it if you run a little bit wide, if you sort of get off the power a little bit. Which is exactly what he did there. And he will bring that car to
And he dies in it. I don't know if he's taken some damage or something, because his car looked fine. Everything was fine to go for it. He just not decided to.
I think he's just done a bit of practice, like they said. Sam Flam then over the line. P2 then just behind JP. A minimal time difference between the two of them. A brilliant time there from the Alpine. Several drivers then coming out to set another lap. We got JPH just starting his flying lap. He's going to want to be a little bit higher than P8. Aston Martins are looking to close the deal tonight and outscore the Ferraris by, I think, how much was it we decided, Ewan?
They need to outscore them by 10 points.
10 points. So 10 points Aston Martin needs to outscore Ferrari by.
Well, the Ferraris need to outscore Aston Martin by 17 points to take it to next week.
Good evening, Renz. So what needs to happen?
Ferraris need to outscore Aston Martin by 17 points for it not to happen this week.
Okay. It's a hefty mountain for them then. Let's see if they are up to the task. Talking to the Aston Martins then, JPH did invalidate his time. But we will go on board with Bruce, see if he can do a little bit better. He's used a lot of ERS. I'm wondering if he forgot to turn it off on his out lap, because he's going to run out very soon. He's gone a bit wide, and that will be an invalidation then for the other Aston Martin. A double invalidations for the two Astons, not what they need. Astons must meet and greet with a wall of Ferraris. So Hatsu then is backing off of that lap as well. Let's go on board with Joseph Greenray in the other Ferrari. The ERS deployment is a little bit strange. It keeps flickering weirdly, but Jack's gone significantly quicker than with a 118.2. And Trems has been disqualified.
That's not fair.
I have absolutely no idea what happened. What happened?
He spun into the final corner, and he just stopped. The car stopped spinning in the pit lane, and he's had nowhere he can go.
Disaster then for Trems. A disqualification, so that will see him qualify right at the bottom of the field, unfortunately. Restart the session. Unfortunately, just for the one driver, we can't. Let's see then, where's Joseph Green going to put that Ferrari? And as I say that, he has put the Ferrari in the middle of the track backwards. That is not what he would be hoping for. So then also not on a flying lap. Who are you watching, Ewan?
I'm watching Rico Pista. He's quite a few seconds off the pace.
Yeah, I don't think he's on a flying lap just yet.
He looks like he's about to set one up. Or will he dive into the pits for any last-minute changes? No. Yes, he will.
Let's keep an eye on Suspa then. He's going to go for a flying lap, but on the soft tyres this time. He's definitely using that ERS, so he's definitely on that flying lap. He's currently on a 1:24.6, but that was set on hards. So we expect a big improvement then from Sir Spud. He's got a little bit of traffic ahead of him, a Ferrari and an Alfa Romeo. Hopefully both of those are going to clear out the way for him. He has set a purple second sector there then. But he has gone a little bit slow through that chicane, and cars kind of on the racing line there. Trems is saying he hates the game, and I kind of feel your pain there, Trems. Unjustified disqualification, unfortunately. Just a few more corners then for Spud to navigate. It's been a decent set of corners, sorry. 2 more left to go where the Ferrari span it. And he will keep the car through the corner quite comfortably. And that will see him in P13 then. A 1:21.6 for Sir Spud. Just Mikey, the car behind him, who has just started a lap by the looks of it. So let's go on board with him. Currently a 1:22, but we know that Mikey has a lot more time than that to find. A couple of really difficult corners around here, Ewan. It is a bit of a technical track, like you said earlier. And it's not the easiest to spin, although there's a couple of places you can do, but it's more easier to invalidate your time, especially during qualifying, and I'm sure we'll see plenty of 3-second penalties throughout the race as well.
Yeah, I think it's one of them where would you rather not disqualify, would you rather crash and DNF or take the 3 seconds?
Yeah, exactly that, but that will be lap ruined then for Mikey. He's gone very wide through that chicane. He's going to have lost a lot of time. He might even put the car straight in the pits. Go for one last run. He will set the time. It's going to be tight then, getting the car around and back out again, because I don't know how far up the standings this is going to push him. Yeah, just 13th. And that could be qualifying done for Mikey, unless he's going to do a double lap here. Bruce Lee then up into P4. That's a much better position for the Aston Martin. Just waiting on his teammate to come out and set a better time. JPH currently down in 12th place, when they need all the points they can get.
And that's not good. Kerr, who had set a purple sector 2, looked to be fighting for the front row, crashes, going round sector 3.
They're not ideal at all then. On board with Sab then. A few more corners to navigate for the Williams driver, currently at the bottom of the field. Daryl's up in P5. I haven't spoke about him yet, and I didn't see him set his lap. But P5 for that Williams. Let's see if the other Williams can put himself a bit closer to his teammate. Of P7 then, 2 positions behind him, not that far at all. Assuming Bruce is going to come in the pits then, and I'm not sure he'll get another lap in.
Potentially.
It's going to be tight. He's going to have to put a qualifying lap in to get out of the pits.
Oh yeah, he's got to be out of the pits in at least in no less than 30 seconds.
It's a 1:20 lap time, 1:30 maybe when you're warming up the tyres, 6 or 7 seconds slower. Plus the time it takes you to get in and out of the pits, so it's going to be tight for him. He's going to have to come straight back out as soon as he goes in. And all the animations that play when you're getting into the pits are a bit of a pain in the backside sometimes when you're against the clock. Prodigy's not against the clock though, as Atsu on the Ferrari. He's going to be looking to improve on P8. He had a spin round the last corner. He was doing well, but unfortunately that halted progress. So let's see what position he can put himself up into. Going to be wanting to use as much of the track as possible, but making sure he doesn't overextend any of those corners and invalidate his time, which we've seen from many already. Navigated the first few nicely into the left-hander here. Careful to not clip the sausage curb. And then throw it through the right-hander. It's an easier one again to run wide there, and you can also lose the car and crash the car, let alone just invalidate. As Sab is going to call it a night in the pits. He's not going to get back round again. But Atsu then, he's going perfectly fine for now, all the way around this right-hander, reaching speeds of 200 miles an hour possibly. Up into 193 then, 194 the car reaches as he gets it all the way into a nice heavy braking zone. Carrying as much speed as he can through the corner. A little bit of a snap of oversteer there, but he's managed to correct it nicely. And more importantly, didn't invalidate the lap in the process. A very tight 90-degree right-hander, easy to run wide, which he does do, but luckily does not invalidate. He must have had the back right tyre just on the track. 2 more corners then left to go. Just the final one where he did spin it last time. He'll be hoping to get through there a bit cleanly. And he does do exactly that. It's a blast then all the way down the straight. And that will put him up into P4 ahead of, importantly, Ewan, the Aston Martin of Bruce Lee Harding. So Joseph Grima then, the other Ferrari driver, half a second up on his current time, which will see him up near his teammate, unless he can make a bit more of an improvement in Sector 3. I didn't see his last lap, so I don't know where he lost the most time. It could have been in the 3rd sector, so let's see where he can put himself. Yeah, Bruce Lee doesn't make it round to the checkered flag. Well, he takes the checkered flag. He doesn't make it round to set a lap in time. Joseph Grima then comes down the straight, and that will be P4 for the Ferrari driver. A brilliant time, 1:18.7, but no one's looking like they can compete with that time from Jack. 1:18.2. Got a few drivers then coming over the line. Sir Spud, can he go a little bit quicker than 1:21.6? He does do, but unfortunately that will see him in 15th place still. Car then a spin in the final corner. That will be game over for himself. Officer Red manages to keep the car going. And he's going to run down the final straight, and that will put him into P9 then. Kerr will be gutted about that, but LDR Gamer running out of ERS, and he's not going to set another lap. Let's go back to the Aston Martin of JPH down in P13. And he will see himself up into P5, a brilliant time. JP unfortunately can't improve. And that will be everybody, I think. Oh, other than Daryl, we've got Daryl out. Oh no, he's invalidated. Never mind. That will be everybody then.
I think Cole will not just be feeling a bit of... I think he'd be feeling a bit disappointed there. That's twice in a row he's done that.
Yeah, really unfortunate then for the AlphaTauri driver. 2 spins on your 2nd and 3rd lap is not ideal. Just well, he got one in the bag beforehand, but that one wasn't really too quick. Let's run you through that qualifying order then. Jack on pole with a brilliant time of 1:18.2, a lot quicker than I thought we were going to see at first. JP not far behind in them, always challenging for that pole position in 2nd place. LDR Gamer in 3rd, a bit better than his teammate Kerr in the other AlphaTauri. The Ferrari will lead the Aston Martins then in P4 with Joseph Grima ahead of JPH. Sam Flan in P6, Atsu in P7 in the 2nd Ferrari, Bontobi in P8 and Bruce Lee Hardin in P9. Back at the points will be Officer Red P10 with a double duo of the 2 Williams drivers, 11th and 12th. Car then in P13, Mikey in P14, Sir Spud with the slowest time on the board, and the unfortunate disqualifications then for Trems in the Alpine. He will see himself starting at the back of the grid. You've got a feel for him, Ewan. You've really got a feel for him.
Yeah.
Just an unfortunate mistake that the game decided it was going to take into his own hands and disqualify the driver. It's always a pain when things like this happen.
Absolutely, but what can you know?
Yeah, it's just one of them things. Hopefully he can find some pace during the race and he can climb his way up the field, but it's going to be a tall order starting from the back of the grid. Who do we think is going to be in the top three then, Ewan?
I reckon we're going to see one of the Aston Martins. I reckon we'll see Bruce. I reckon we'll see Jack. And I think we'll see Darryl. What about you?
Interesting. I think you're right with a. I think you're gonna be right with an Aston Martin, but I reckon we're gonna see JPH on that podium this time. And I think that we will have a Ferrari driver there alongside him. I'm gonna go with Atsu, and I reckon Jack. I reckon Jack is gonna. I don't know. I think JP might be the other one on the podium. I think Jack's gonna go backwards, but hopefully he can prove me wrong. It's all one thing being very quick over one lap, but there's a lot of laps to contend with. Just waiting then for the mandatory 2 minutes for the drivers to pick their strategies. Usually a pretty simple one. Around Australia it will be a medium to hards or hards to mediums, whichever you favour. There's a advantage to both of them. Mediums, obviously, you can take advantage of any early safety cars, or if there is a safety car within sort of the first 10 laps, you're on the optimum tyre. But those hards, if you get a good starting position and run them late, you can then go onto the mediums, the quicker tyres, and with less fuel, you can contend better towards the end of the race and possibly climb a couple of extra positions. So it'll be interesting to see what the drivers are going to decide to do.
Yeah, very interesting.
JP reckons he's going to crash out by lap 4. Hopefully that's not the case. I'm backing you to put yourself on the podium.
Don't put yourself down. And we're starting in 20 seconds. Here in Melbourne.
So then 10 seconds just getting the cars onto the grid. Not that we can see them going round. All the mechanics there T-posing. But the drivers will be lined up then with Jack on the front row alongside JP. Who's going to get the better start? 4 red lights, 5 red lights. And they're going to hold them for a while, but they are away. Who's going to get the better start then? It does look like Jack's going to get the better start. It looks like JP's going to get a terrible start then. Down into P4, being swarmed by cars around. Let's hope they can keep it nice and tidy through the first few corners. They do exactly that. There's a bit of contact at the back though. Officer Ed is round. He's been caught up with Sab, possibly. Both of those two looking like they're struggling at the back. But JP then making a move round the outside, but he's not going to keep that one in. And Jack, I did say Jack was going to go backwards, but he's not the only one. JP's gone backwards too. LDR up into the lead then, with the Ferrari behind him, and the Alfa Romeo, who started on pole and got a good start, is down into P3.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But LDR looked like he had a very, very strong start. He before we'd even reached the corner, he managed to overtake second, but the front row even.
Ferrari have actually then looking to make a move, but he couldn't quite get it done. He's starting definitely a lot lower than he should be. So we'll be keeping an eye on that progress of that Ferrari. Bon Toby being overtaken then by Trems, but JP losing to several positions. He's gone round by the looks of it. I can't quite catch him yet. He's facing backwards on the track, and he's going to have to try and get that car going. But that is a nightmare start then for JP. Back to the front of the field then. LDR has pulled out a second and a half in the first lap, and he didn't even start on pole, Ewan.
No, he didn't.
Sab's gone into the pits and he must have picked up some damage.
But I can't say this enough. That was an incredible start from LDR. The way he manoeuvred himself around Jack and Joseph as well. front two. It's just, you know, he does deserve to be on top, and, you know, he'll hope that he can keep it there.
Yeah, brilliant start indeed, and it must be said, a good start then for Trems as well, up into P8 from the back of the grid as well. He will be our biggest gainer then. 8 positions he has gained, JP being the biggest, taking the biggest hit. Unfortunately, 13 positions down into P15, and also mentioned to Bruce then, up into P4 in that Aston Martin, jumping his teammate as well. A brilliant start from himself.
Do you reckon they know that the constructors' title is in their hands? Do you think they'll go for some team orders today?
I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be an interesting one, but this is going to be a battle to watch for quite a while. The Astons are looking very close to the Alpines and Williams here. A little bit of a DRS train forming. Could be that these two Astons are just going to protect their position here. And one's going to drag the other through the track, and this DRS train could cause a few issues to anyone behind. JP then setting the fastest time. He's definitely quick out there. I haven't had a look at what tyres people have started on. It does look like most of the racers have favoured the hards, although we've got another spin at the back then. That is Kerr. A dreadful night for himself. As I was saying, most of the drivers opting for the hard tyres. An interesting decision. A bit of a snap then for JPH. He's looking a little bit slow there. Sam Flan's interested in a move on the Aston Martin. JP already picking up 3 seconds of time penalties. But I'm sure there'll be plenty more to come as he's pushing to catch back up with the field. It looks like, Ewan, that the Astons have got a bit of a better straight line speed setup tonight. They do like their extra downforce, but it doesn't look to be. Is Sam Flan going to go for a move? Very, very defensive from JPH. He's going to go for a switchback. He's not. He's going to try and go around the outside, but there wasn't enough space. And that's going to allow Darrell up the inside then. He's up on the curb. Maybe trying to give a little bit too much space. Contact as he rejoins there with an Alpine driver. And a bit of disaster there for the Williams.
Yeah. I don't know what really happened there. Couldn't really tell. And he's falling back. I think he's going to go in the pits. No, he's just lost speed. Absolutely into the top 9 now, as he starts to climb.
You know what Darrell wanted then.
What is Darrell doing? I've just seen him there. He's off the track and he just tried to come on there at absolute expense.
I didn't quite see that. I don't know if he's having any connection issues. A couple of times he has a little bit of an issue with connection. Hopefully that's not the case, but that has costed JPH quite a bit of a time, that move from Sam Flan. Sad with the fastest time, but he is on those soft tyres. Darrell then picking up the second set of 3-second penalties. And we're only 4 laps in. JP making a move then on Office Red in the medium tyres. LDR Gamer is battling for first place then. Joseph Greenwell wants that position off him. He needs the position. He needs the points. He's going to go down the inside of the second to last corner. And he will make that position. He will be up into P1, but he's going to go wide. And that will allow LDR all the way around the outside. Brilliant defence then for the AlphaTauri driver. But it's a drag race. So there's a spin in the background for Jack. Jack is in the wall. I don't know if he had any damage, but a big spin for himself. And that will be positions lost then for Jack. I said he was going to go backwards, but I did not expect it to be in such fashion. Darrell in the pits. He must have a little bit of damage. There is a bit of carnage going on down that straight. And the lead taking, well, switching hands for a brief moment, but LDR Gamer, some brilliant defence, and he holds on for another lap.
And I think it will just be another lap here as Joseph is hungry. He wants more. He needs the points. He knows it. And he's doing all he possibly can.
Yeah, as it stands, the Ferraris will not be scoring enough points. Sam Flan then is going to have to, JPH is going to have to watch, in his rear view mirror, because Sam Flan is closing down on him. Atsu losing the position, or they two are battling. Let's have a look at that one then. Atsu's made that move. Let's go back to Sam Flan, interested in the back of the Aston Martin. He went for a move here earlier. He's not going to try it again. He is also on those hard tyres, so no advantage to anybody there. A split strategy then for the Astons, Ewan. Making sure they don't get in each other's way. An interesting one.
Yeah, I think Bruce is starting out strong. I'm going to end, going to end it with durability, but JPH has gone durability, and then going to try and finish strong and climb the position.
I think Jack did pick up some damage because he is in the pits. A spin in the last corner then for Sir Spud as well at the back of the field. And I think Kerr's gone round as well. He has indeed. Joseph Green was not quite going to get close enough to LDR on that occasion. But we'll keep an eye on that gap, but also the gap here then. Sam Flan 3/10 behind JPH with a long run down this slightly windy straight. Full throttle all the way down it, but it looks like that the Astons do have that pace advantage over the Alpines for now. Who's going to get the better line through the chicane? It does look like it's going to be pretty even, but DRS is wide open for the Alpine, but he's not quite going to close that gap quick enough. Bit braver on the brakes then. Really chasing the Aston down. He's going to want to make a move on the start-finish straight, I'd imagine. JPH is 1.5 seconds behind, so he will not get any DRS, but Sam Flam will get some. But the DRS doesn't look too strong around here, Ewan.
No, it's not looking very effective.
Sort of a 4/10 gap, and he didn't really gain much at all on him. Could be also set up, but he didn't look to gain too much. As Joseph Grimmer has made a move then, in a very unorthodox place for the lead. I missed that one, Ewan. But he is ahead of LDR Gamer, and he's on those medium tyres, so you think he's going to pull a gap. Bruce picking up 3 seconds. The third driver to pick up a penalty. JPH almost in his DRS, so he will be relieved. That will help him defend against Sam Flan. But LDR Gamer wants that first position back, and he's going to follow the Ferrari for as long as he can, as those tyres will start to wear on the mediums, and the hards will start to get a little bit quicker, but for now, you think the mediums have still got to be a little bit quicker.
Yeah, absolutely. Just another 3 seconds.
Bontobi in the Red Bull, the only Red Bull out there tonight, but like you said, yeah, another 3 seconds for himself. And Bruce Lee, all of a sudden, he's finding himself in a battle for the top 3.
He needs to increase his pace, because as it stands, he's going to drop back into 5th place. But it will still be enough.
Yeah, that 3-second penalty, but there's a long way to go until that yet. Sam Flan round the back of the Aston still. He really wants to make a move. Officer Ed making a move past Mikey. Up in a P10 then. Oh, a terrible line through that corner for JPH, and you think Sam Flan's going to pounce here. Around the outside, it's going to be a long way around. He's going to have to carry as much speed as he can, but he will get alongside the Aston, and he will get ahead of the Aston Martin. Sam Flan will make his way up into P4. That one's been coming for a long while, and a mistake from JPH unfortunately let the car through.
Yeah, but that's it. I think JPH has gone for very cautious, and Jack has retired from the session, and we have our first safety car.
Yeah, Jack has crashed then in the second sector, just at the beginning in that chicane. It was widened to allow a little bit more space through that corner and make it a little bit easier. But unfortunately, he will be out of the race, and those who gambled on the medium tyres, there wasn't many of them, they really will benefit from this early safety car. Some of the hard drivers are coming in. Both Aston Martins double stacking one behind the other. Interesting decisions. JPH will strap on some mediums. A little bit of glitching between the two cars there.
You say good thing for ghosting.
No position lost for JPH, mind. He was behind his teammate and he stayed behind his teammate. So that's alright.
Wasn't Sam Flan in between them?
Oh yeah, of course, sometime made it. Yeah, but he's not pitted. I mean, out of those who are pitted, he's not lost anything. Interesting decision for JPH. I don't know if he thinks he can take these tyres all the way to the end. 20 laps on the mediums, Ewan. I'm not sure if they'll last that long.
I don't think so either. It's brave. Could this potentially be the hard, medium and soft compound that we see from the Aston Martin?
Well, you do wonder, because if he didn't pit, he'd have to pit again anyway. But he did give up some track position by pitting that one time, and if he is going to pit again, you wonder what the best strategy would have been. Several on the hards did decide to stay out, but a few on the hards did also come in. And there is quite a few medium runners out there.
I think they're also hoping for another safety car, because if another safety car comes, say around lap 19, lap 18, softs could be in the question.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they decide. The problem with those softs is they're just not a very good race tyre and sort of 4 or 5 laps in, and really they're already worse off than the mediums. Have to wait and see as we reach lap 10 then of the Australian Grand Prix. For those of you just tuning in, this is Tier 3. We are racing around the Australian Grand Prix at Albert Park, brought to you in partnership with Grid Finder. We will have Tier 2 on at the same time tomorrow night at 8 PM. Tier 1 follows on Wednesday night at 8 PM. And the week's rounded off with realistic performance, where the drivers will be in cars that have the true pace. So the faster drivers will be in the slower cars. It makes for some interesting racing and some different battles. Differences in race styles. It's an interesting one to watch. Always makes for a fun race, but F3 is what we've got our attention on for now. LDR Gamer then leading the way, as Joseph Grimmer did decide to pit off those medium tyres, and you really don't blame him, and also Bruce Lee as well. Those two drivers are going to be in the optimum position then to take advantage of this early safety car, as they will not need to stop again. Those on the mediums, it's going to be a tall order to last 20 laps, or 19 racing laps on those medium tyres, sorry. Going to be some heavy tyre wear towards the end of the race. My defence will be key, but it's not an easy track to overtake it at Melbourne. Not many long straights, and the DRS is not really too powerful around here.
That's late.
We will see the safety car come in. Yeah, a very late call from the racing director, but we will be getting ready then to go. Where do you think LDR is going to go, Ewan? Is he going to go early, or is he going to wait till the line?
I think he'll go on the straight out the corner.
He is going to go then. And it looks like the better start is the two drivers behind, Atsu and Sanfan, 2 wide. It's almost going to be 3 wide down into turn 1. A little bit of contact, not really much space left, but he wasn't really alongside either. Joseph Grimmer past Mikey. Both Ferraris up into the top 4 now. Bruce up into P5. And they are ever so tight through there. Mikey in between the two Astons then. Never mind, Mikey out wide. No longer between the two Astons, and not getting the line he wanted through there. But those two Ferraris sitting near the top of the field, Ewan. Oh, and as I say that, a big spin and a crash for Atsu into the right wall there. That's got to be another safety car, you think. Just as I was saying, both Ferraris up in the top 4. He had a big accident right into the wall, lost the rear. No safety car, but that was a big crash for Atsu.
Yeah, very, very big.
Disaster for the Ferrari drivers. They said they needed to outscore Aston Martin by 17 points. They can't do that anymore.
No. So
oh, a bit of a spin for Montobi. He's going to lose a couple of positions. Trems, I think, had to get out of the throttle there to avoid rear-ending him. And there's going to be a bit of a drag race up the straight then as Officer Red pulls to the inside of JP, who's climbed his way back up to PA. He's not doing too bad, but Officer Red's going to send it down the inside. Oh, he's not much space given to JP, and that will be another crash and a retirement for Officer Red and JP. Both drivers are out at turn 1, and that will be a safety car. And I was on board with that one, Ewan, and JP very fairly went round the outside, and Officer Red just gave no space on the outside. And it resulted in both drivers crashing out of the race, and the safety car will be out again.
Yeah, that's not great racing. I was just about to say how Aston Martins have now won the Constructors' Championship.
Yeah, 17 extra points needed for the Ferrari drivers, and that is impossible. So that will be then a victory for, well, a Constructors' Championship for the Aston Martins. I don't know if they know that yet, but we'll have to see how they finish out this race. They are, of course, battling for the Drivers' Championship themselves, and maybe and that means they can battle it out.
Yeah, and that's what we like to see. That is what we like to see. You know, doesn't matter. Obviously, if you're on the same team, it does kind of matter, but you know, you're both battling for the championship, and go for it. That's all I can say. Just go for it.
Yeah, LDR game and then into the pits from P1, and this is going to be a very costly stop. He's going to see himself all the way to the bottom of the field, I think. And really, those who didn't stop in the first safety car, it's going to really cost them now. LDR game and then at the back of the field, almost, other than those who stopped alongside him, curved, double pit behind him.
Darrell's gone from a minute behind to 7th place. As has Sad.
Very interesting, and we do have a Ferrari lead in the race. Has picked up a time penalty under the safety car. That is never ideal. We've got the Astons then in second and third. JPH leading Bruce Lee Hardin, obviously on the better tyre for now, but this is going to help you and those medium runners take these tyres to the end. A little bit less racing, sorry, is always ideal when you're trying to make your tyres last as long as you can.
Yeah, very ideal for JPH, Bon, Toby and Sir Spud, who will look to, and Darrell, to be fair, you don't write Darrell out of the podium, especially with the safety car. You're all now in a tight, you know, they're all now in a tight timing constraints, so can't write anyone out, I'd say, that are on the medium tyres. I think on the hard tyres, they're going to have to wait now another couple of laps to get their tyres back into the pace that they want them.
Camaro is saying then they looked a little bit too clean for the first 8 laps. We had to throw a couple of spanners in the works, and exactly that, a few retirements. And disappointed JP, to say the least. We were on board with Officer Red, and well, unfortunately we don't have any replays, but it did look like the Haas possibly was the one at fault there. They went side by side through the apex of one. The McLaren went very fairly around the outside, and sort of the Haas just drifted over to the outside, well, the inside of the second corner, and that's where contact was made. But we'll have to see that one back before we deem who's at fault. But I've got a slight feeling, Ewan, that we've all seen who really made the mistake there. It's difficult to go too wide through a chicane, and an ambitious move to go around the outside during the chicane. But the space has always got to be left, and both drivers usually will slow down a little bit to cater for that space. And both just wanted that position, wanted that same bit of road. Four retirements then so far. Jack retired after just a couple of, well, he retired a little bit later, but he says it's 2 laps because of when he stopped. And then Atsu obviously had that big crash after the restart, and Officer Red and JP then that caused this last safety car, the one that is going in this lap. It's the Ferrari leading the way this time, not LDR Gamer. He's a bit further back. Officer has left the session. He's had enough. Friend says he hates it when you rejoin under a safety car. Never ideal, but it means that you're about to get some good action. That's the one plus. LDR decided to wait almost till the line before he went. He was quite late with it. Let's see if the Ferrari is going to go a little bit earlier. He's got a bit more time to prep his restart. Obviously, it was called ever so late for LDR. He didn't really have much choice. Be interesting to see if the Ferrari is going to go in the final corner or on the straight.
Let's see.
He's going to go on the exit by the looks of it. And it looks like an okay start. Both Aston Martins are really chasing him down the straight here then. One pulling out, but he's not going to make a move. It's all nice and tidy through the first couple of corners. A bit wide for Bruce there. And a big snap of oversteer. And that's going to allow Mikey to run up the outside. There is contact to the back. And Sabe is out of the race. Another crash then out of turn 2. I don't know if we're going to see another safety car or not. I didn't see that one at all behind the drivers. Don't know if you saw that one, Ewan.
No, I didn't. I'm up with JPH.
Looks like JPH got a good restart. Added Joseph Greenwood. They're already a second ahead of third place. Darryl sniffing the back of the Red Bull then in P6. He wants a couple more points. He wants a couple more positions, but he is carrying that 3-second time penalty. For those of you who have not been around for the whole race, everyone who's currently carrying a penalty is just 3 seconds. Kurt and Trems J will make the move. Kurt will be very reservative and not try and dive it up the inside, but Samflan getting a good run out the corner. And almost too good a run straight into the back of Sir Spud there. He's going to go for it out the inside. Oh, it's tight.
And Mikey losing 2 positions there, letting Bontobi and Darryl through down on the inside of the last couple of turns here on lap 15 as we enter the 16th lap.
Darryl's going to be hunting another position down, but no DRS just yet. As the safety car's only just gone in, but he wants that position sooner rather than later. Let's see, is he going to get a better run down the straight? It doesn't quite look like it, and he's going to have to wait a little bit longer to make a move. So Spud then losing another position to Samflan. And the other Alpine's going to look to make a move as well. Mikey going backwards on those 15-lap-old hard tyres. And really, there's no surprise there as he's going to be struggling for grip and traction everywhere. Darryl is all over the back of the Red Bull of Bontobi, both on 7-lap-old medium tyres. And importantly, both carrying a 3-second time penalty for so this is 4th position as Mikey is losing another one. He really is struggling on those old hard tyres. Everyone around him on significantly fresher tyres. Not the right line there for either of the drivers. That was close.
Darryl looks like he's got very, very strong straight line speed.
He's looking very strong all round. Only 2 tenths behind the Red Bull, and they've not even had any DRS yet. They are both catching Bruce Lee Hardin on those hard tyres. Not too much of a surprise there. They're going to be quicker. DRS will be enabled. And it will give them both DRS down into turn 3. I don't think anyone's going to be able to make a move, though. A good line for Darryl, but Bontobi's going to be too far back, you think, from Bruce. DRS is not enabled. More importantly, though, Joseph Green has been overtaken by JPH. And JPH will jump up into the lead then. No DRS, but he didn't need any DRS into that corner. And there is a spin for Kerr at the back of the field. Let's keep an eye on though, Bontobi and Darryl with him, both wanting to make a move on the Aston Martin, holding them up greatly. 1.5 seconds is the gap then between the Aston Martin and second place of Joseph Grima. Both on hard tyres. What can Bontobi do then? He's going to get the ERS. He's going to get the DRS open as well. Is he going to go a move for the inside of Bruce? He's going to go for it. Bruce doesn't really fight that one too much. He knows it's for position, but he's going to go up the inside. And I say he's not going to fight it, but he's going to get a way better exit, and he will keep P3. Only holding up the drivers behind a little bit more. Darryl's getting a little bit frustrated behind the Red Bull of Bontobi, Who's going to get the better line through the final corner? It doesn't look like either of them are going to get too good a line. Is Darryl going to gut the inside into turn 1? He's going to get a better exit, and he's going to have the straight line speed, like you said, Ewan. And that will be P4 then for Darryl, but is he going to get the car turned in nicely? It does look like he will do. And he's going to go on and hunt them for the Aston. It looks like Bontobi might lose another position here. LDR looking at the inside. Can't quite get it moved. That Aston Martin looking like he's struggling through a couple of the corners, maybe waiting for those tyres to come back to him a little bit. These medium runners are looking quick, Ewan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching Darryl now trying to battle Bruce, and he's just absolutely all over him. Bruce is struggling there.
Ooh, a bit of a corner cut there for Darryl, I think. Is he going to catch him on this next DRS straight? Not quite. It's not a very long DRS straight. And it's a difficult place to make a move, and make a move that's going to stick as well. Oh, down the inside for the AlphaTauri there. Almost sending it around the inside of Bontobi, but not quite. Would have been a very opportunistic move there. But he's going to go for it on the straight. The LDR gamer up the inside then of Bontobi is going to make that move as he got the extra speed to get ahead. He's not going to get the best line through there, but Bontobi looks like he's gone wide as well, and he's going to lose a second position. Not ideal for those two drivers. Darryl still can't make a move on Bruce Lee Harden, who is struggling through the corners. Like Renza said, understeer is really kicking him for the hard tyres. They're struggling to get the bite that you have from those medium tyres, but he's not making a move just yet. Darryl then going to start getting a bit frustrated behind Bruce Lee, but Ewan, it must be said at the front, JP's pulled a mighty gap, 2.5 seconds now to Joseph Creamer.
Yeah, I think it's a very important lead. Bearing in mind he is on the mediums, it does mean now, as you said earlier, you know, the less racing, the better for him. He doesn't have to pit again if he doesn't have to race. So keeping this gap could mean that he won't have to pit and doesn't lose the position, as Joseph is on the hards.
Yeah, tyres towards the end of the race is going to be interesting here, but Darryl is very close to the back of Bruce Lee Harden. Let's see then, on the straight, is he going to be able to catch him? He's got the DRS open, he's using that ERS, he's not got much left actually. He's not going to quite get alongside there, and he's going to pull out with a move. Mikey going into the pits eventually on those hard tyres, he's going to be miles behind the field now. But Bruce Lee Harden's going to hold off for another lap, and you think Darryl's going to start running out of opportunities here. The pace deficit of those hard tyres is going to be eradicated soon, so he's going to have to make a move sooner rather than later.
In fact, I would argue the deficit's starting to go now. Prix is now starting to, where Darryl was starting to gain, he's now just starting to hold his pace.
Yeah, it's looking very close between all of them here, not just Darryl and Bruce, but really all the cars behind the timeless for a spit stop, sort of around the 19-second mark. That looks like another bit of a corner cut for Darryl. He's going to run wide as well, and that will be a 3-second penalty. Kerr has gone round again, and it's really a night to forget for him, but Darryl is now going to be carrying a 6-second time penalty, Ewan.
Yeah, that's not ideal. That's really not ideal. But you run the risk when you're pushing that hard, and before he did that, I was just going to say, not only does he have to look forward, he does have to look back, as LDR is hunting the back of the Williams. A bit of a visual glitch there.
Yeah, I did see that too. Samflan getting past Bontobi. He's
Everywhere.
on the fresher tyres. And the move will be made then for the Alpine driver. Darryl and LDR going side by side. A little bit of contact, but LDR gamer will see his way through. And he's going to be the next one in the long list of drivers who wants to overtake Bruce Lee Harden but can't. Let's see if fortunes can change for the AlphaTauri driver. But currently, using all that ERS, he's going to have to look backwards, not forwards. Trem's here looking for a move on Darrell with Finn down the straight. And he will make that move. He will be ahead going into the braking zone. It's very tight. Kerr 5 seconds in the speed in the pit lane. You think he's going to retire? Yeah.
Yeah.
Kerr will be done for the night.
Darrell's happy. If he finishes, he gets points. He's happy.
Everyone will finish in the points. You do wonder. I'm not too sure there. Maybe he's just holding. He's holding on. He's playing the long game. He is on the older tyres though, so that could partly be why.
But Joseph has cut JPH's lead a little bit.
He is slowly gaining, but no one can quite get close enough to Bruce Lee Harding in that Aston Martin. He's looking mighty fast in the straights. Very low downforce setup, but you can see it in the corners where he's struggling to get the car turned in there every now and then. But it's working to help defend here.
Yeah, and also I think LDR and Trends, you just got to be patient, really. Oh, what? Trends spun.
Patience doesn't matter. LDR has made the move on Bruce. Trems has gone round like you said, and hopefully that move wasn't made under yellow flags. It didn't look like it, and they would be told to hand that position back. So LDR Gamer will see his way past. A bit wide there. He's luckily not going to pick up a penalty. I don't doubt that would be a warning, though. Bruce is going to try and pick up the pieces around the outside, but he's not quite going to get it. And LDR Gamer then will see himself on the third step of the podium for now.
I was just going to say about patience between the two, because Bruce is on a penalty. They're not. They know that as long as they can stay within a 3-second gap, that they will get the position. But a little bit unlucky there from Trams.
Spinning the final corner for the Red Bull of Bontobi as well. But a lot of drivers struggling with that final corner. It is a difficult one. Trems is going into the pits. He must have some damage on that car, and I wonder if he's going to call it a night. He will pick up points if he stays out.
Yeah, I was going to say, points if he stays.
He's going to put the soft tyres on then, Trems.
That's bold.
Well, if he picked up damage, is that a bit of a no-brainer, I think, because there's no point putting mediums on now. It's going to be an interesting gap to watch, though. Joseph Grimm is 1.6 seconds behind JPH. That gap was nearly 2.5 at one point. But those hard tyres are getting a little bit quicker and a little bit quicker compared to those mediums. And he's going to start to slowly eat away at that gap as Bruce is keeping with LDR Gamer, and really Sanflan's not catching at all. He says Trems needs to crash, and not too sure why. I don't know if they were caught up in a little something. They're looking at the back of Sanflan as well. Then 5 tenths is the gap between those two drivers. Really the closest battle on track at the moment. Round the final corner, he's not going to be close enough. He's going to lose a little bit of time. Rickemire reckons Joseph is going to win this race. Those mediums are going to run out. And we did say it will be a tall order to keep those mediums going for 19-20 laps, and it really is going to look like that. He's gaining and he's gaining, Joseph. He's gaining another few tenths there. But interestingly, LDR is catching the pair of them. Those mediums will still be marginally quicker for now. And Joseph
all over the map. Sorry, go on.
Joseph Greener's going to... Joseph Greener's going to want to get this move done sooner rather than later then, before LDR Gamer gets past himself.
Sanflan is all over the back of Bruce.
Yeah, Sanflan also with ERS, and Bruce not so much. That rear light blinking.
I think he'll make the move on the straight. He does get the DRS, and that rear wing will open.
That's
Bruce
just so
using the
fast.
last of his ERS. and it's not going to help, and it will help. I didn't think it was. Samflan can't make the move, and he's going to have to wait that a little bit longer. As he goes down the out, he looked to go down the outside, round the corner, he can't, and he will follow the racing line of Bruce instead of going down the inside. I thought he was about to go there.
Oh, that's tight.
This is close. There could be contact in this, potentially, if they don't concentrate. Again, there are so many times here where Sam could be making the move. He sees the flashing light on the back of Bruce Lee, and he will not be seeing the back of Bruce Lee's car anymore as he makes the overtake. And he is released for the last 4 laps of this race.
Or is he? Bruce is going to send it back up the inside here. Oh, it's close. There's not much space left there for Samflan on the outside. Bruce is back ahead for now. They do have the DRS on the start-finish straight. And he is right on the back as the rear wing opens. And I can't see him not making the overtake on this straight. He doesn't. He's just filtered behind Bruce Lee. And as we was talking about earlier, the Aston Martins do just have that very, very fast straight line speed. Yeah, not only that, the straight's not very long and the DRS is not very powerful either, so it's not easy to make an overtake round here. And we did say that those with the more dead tyres could still hold on, because it is hard to overtake. You can see it at the front as well. Joseph Green was struggling to get past JPH, and that was not a good line for Samflan. Darrell's going to look for a move around the outside. All of a sudden, Samflan's going to be looking backwards instead of forwards. But I think more importantly, we need to watch at the front here. You and LDR Gamer really are going to make a move on Joseph Greener. Darrell might make a move on Samflan, but we're going to watch the podium positions because they are a little bit more important. It's ever so close then between these 3 drivers. LDR using as much road as he can. He's not going to get the best line through that last final corner. But it doesn't looks like the Ferrari is very quick in a straight line. LDR Gamer is going to pull alongside. They're going to be side by side through here. And that's going to be the move made, you think, for LDR Gamer. He's going to be ahead of Ferrari of Joseph Greener.
Yeah. He is now released. That didn't look like a great corner for both of them. It did look like Joseph Greener was pushed a little bit out wide.
Yeah, no contact was made, and importantly here, though, they are both out the DRS of JPH.
Yeah. But LDR does have these slightly newer tyres, as we have 2.5 laps to go here.
He does indeed. Samflan's going to go the inside then of Bruce, which turns to the outside line. They're going to be too wide into the corner. No, they're not. Bruce is going to back out of that one. He knows what to do. He did it last time. Can he do it again? He just needs a good line through the 2 corners, and he does get that line. Look at that straight line speed, Ewan. Is he going to go for it? No, he's not quite close enough to go down the inside, and Samflan will hold on to P4 this time. LDR Gamer then is in DRS range, or he's coming in and out of it. He's not quite got the DRS there. And you do think those 19 lap old medium tyres for JPH have got to be struggling by now.
Yeah, but LDR's out of ERS. JPH does have the ERS advantage, although he does not know that, as he can't see the flashing red light on the back of the AlphaTauri.
No, he has got 56% though, so he can use that to defend quite nicely. And the Aston Martin, sorry, does have good straight line speed as well. He's got 1.5 laps to make the move. 3-second time penalty for Samflan. Bruce and Darrell are both going to be happy about that one because they could get another position here.
Darrell not so much with the 6 seconds though.
Oh, yeah, true. Darrell is holding 6 seconds. The other 3 drivers on 3. Bontobi on 3, Bruce on 3, and Samflan on 3. LDR Gamer then not really close enough to the Aston Martin of JPH. Who was closer is Bruce Lee Harden on Samflan. Not quite. 5 tenths then is the gap. JPH has gone wide there. And that's going to allow LDR Gamer all over the back of him. JPH just snapped there. But I think LDR had to get out of that one, as you would call as a collision. But he's going to go around the outside then. Who's going to blink first into turn 1? Round the outside, LDR Gamer. He's going to take the lead there. He kept the car just on the track, but he's going to get the DRS as well, Ewan. And JPH is going to bleed all that. A little bit of contact on the outside, and he's going to get pushed for space, but he's going to get it back through the the Aston, sorry. JPH is going to retake the lead.
This is final lap drama.
That ERC was saving. He needed there to make that move. And he's going to use some of it here, you think, to defend. LDR is draining his ERS. He wants to save it really for the last DRS zone. JPH got all out of shape, and that almost costed him the race win here. Those tyres must be screaming.
This is an incredible defensive performance. An incredible final lap as we round the final corners here. LDR all over the back of the Aston Martin. He's got to make a move now, or it will be never. As they round the final corner.
Oh, a spin! A spin for LDR Gamer. He's going to reverse over the line. I'm not sure if this is allowed. He's going to lose all his positions anyway. Drama for LDR Gamer. P5. Bontobi's crashed on the final corner as well. Wow, wow, wow. Trying too hard to come out of the final corner there, Ewan.
Yeah, and Bontobi, after racing 29 laps, has nothing to show for it, sadly, by 100 yards.
That is a bit of disappointment for a couple of drivers there in the final corner. But congratulations to JPH then, who wins the Australian Grand Prix. And he takes his trophy for winning the Australian Grand Prix. JPH then in P1 with Joseph Greenwood just behind him. 8 tenths was the gap in the end between those two drivers. Samflan in P3, a good finish for him and a strong finish for the other Aston Martin as well. Bruce Lee Harden just missing out on the podium, but 4th place is not bad at all. LDR in 5th, but that could have been a lot higher if it wasn't for a spin in the final corner. Darrell in P6, Mikey in P7, Trems in P8. Sir Spud will round it out in P9, and Bontobi spinning on the final corner and crashing out of the race. And then the other retirees, Kerr, Sab, JP, Office Red, Atsu and Jack, all not making it to the checkered flag. Let's see if we can get the top 3 drivers then in for an interview. Well, not Joseph Grima, he's on PC, but JPH and Samflan hopefully both are able to join us in the commentary box. I'll just give them both a message now, see if they can join.
See if we can get both Aston Martins in. Bear in mind they've just won the Constructors.
Just waiting for these two to join the party then. JPH and Joseph, who at one point looked like it was his to win.
Joe.
Yes.
Do you want to get Bruce in as well, because I've just won the constructors or not?
Yeah, we could do. That's a good idea, actually. Just waiting for these drivers to join. We got Samflan in. And JPH as well. Right, we have the two drivers who finished on the podium. Joseph Cream obviously is on PC, so he can't join us, unfortunately, but we will go to JPH first. JPH, a brilliant race from yourself, and we didn't know if you're going to get those mediums all the way to the end, but you did, and you did it in first place as well. How are you feeling?
Worn out, to be honest. That was hard work. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if they would make the end. I kind of roughly calculated how much wear they'd have, which was definitely puncture territory. And yeah, I kind of just made the decision. The original plan was to pit later on in the race, but obviously that second safety car played into the hands of all the medium runners, so it kind of voided that one quite quickly. And yeah, I kind of realised that the only way of getting decent points was to try and hang it out on the mediums at that point.
Yeah, we did comment that the second safety car really probably did save you. The less race and laps, the better. And they did hold out. What percentage were they on by the end?
74 on the rear left.
Oh, 74. We saw you wrestling the car on the second to last corner. Well, the last corner on the second to last lap, sorry.
Yeah, there was a few times the back end decided it was going to try and overtake me. That's for certain.
Yeah, he went for a move. Well, he got a move done at one point, but you managed to hold it around the outside, and really that ERS you saved really helped you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Jack unfortunately retired, but he was able to kind of sort of become engineer for us in the party, and kind of work out what the best thing was to do. And I mean, naturally, having ERS is quite a benefit near the end, but. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Bruce and Mikey both had good results as well tonight, which was good to see. And as far as I'm aware, that means me and Bruce have got the constructor sorted, so we can focus on the drivers now.
Yeah, congratulations to the two of you. A good finish, and that with the retirement from Atsu, that sort of consolidated your win for the Constructors' Championship. So congratulations for that one.
Yeah, thank you. Obviously, yeah, Atsu went out. It was done then, because unless Screamer got fastest lap the win and both of us retired, then it would have been still mathematically, I think, possible just about. But yeah, that did help us, and it meant we could kind of relax a little bit, because I don't think Australia's really a track either of us really enjoy too much. It is a hard track to go for, so yeah.
Yeah, well, congratulations. Any questions, Ewan?
I was going to say congratulations, firstly for your win today, and also for you and Bruce on the constructors this season. You've had a great season. You deserve it. Well done.
Thank you.
Let's go then to Samflam P3, and maybe that one came a little bit out of nowhere. You weren't expecting to be in the podium.
Well, I didn't expect to see a car facing me as I came out of the I don't know what happened there. I just quickly, by the way, well done to Bruce and JPH for cleaning up the constructors. Well deserved. You can fight it out now for the main prize. But yeah, the race itself, yeah, it did come a bit out of nowhere. I mean, to be fair, my pace for me was really good. I was making quite a few moves and had a really good battle with Bruce and actually with JP at one point as well. So
Yeah, lap 8.
Yeah, so I saw the mediums go in. Was like, oh, it's a bit of a bummer, but we might get we can try to get another safety car. But I was convinced it wasn't the right thing to do to go in. But then I saw JP and Bruce go in, and I thought, oh no, they always seem to make the same stuff. So they always seem to end up in the right place. So that I knew I had the doubt in my mind that oh maybe I should have gone on, but I just stuck with it. There's always a chance of another safety car, which came and bunched it all up again. But yeah, no, it was a good race. Got lucky. Can someone tell me what actually happened? Who was that at the end? I was going wrong way. I didn't even.
It was LDR. He was chasing JPH around the final corner and obviously got a bit too excited on the throttle and spun the car.
Oh no, guys, but it worked out for me. But yeah, if something was ever going to happen to me, it would have been on that last corner. Yeah, it's really tricky, but.
Yeah, it is a tricky corner, especially in the dirt. Yeah, we went on board with you a few times. Some good battling with yourself and Daryl, yourself and Bruce. It must have been an enjoyable one for you.
Yeah, it was. The thing is, all I was trying to do was, I was happy just chilling behind Bruce for a bit. But obviously, we were slowing each other down a bit, and then Daryl was on the scene, so my plan was to save ERS, but I couldn't because I had to keep Daryl behind, so I ended up having to, we all just probably drive along with our rear light flashing before the plan was down, but yeah, we had a really good battle for a while, especially with Bruce, JP and Daryl, and it was really sort of good clean racing as well, so yeah, I got to go both, so yeah, it's a good race overall. I watched I feel like I've got a bit of a highlight reel, I might watch it.
Well, congratulations, mate. Any questions, Ewan?
No, well done on second play. Well done.
And we do have the other Aston Martin driver. He might have finished in P5 and he might have had some stellar defence, but either way, the Constructors' Championship is yours. How are you feeling, Bruce?
Yeah, good mate. Yeah, I mean, I'd have preferred if the Astons were the other way around in that race, to be honest. But yeah, no, it's a good result for the team. So yeah, I can't complain, to be honest.
Yeah, we were watching you for a good length towards the end of the race, and defence was really a strong point tonight.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the guys on the mediums were coming up behind really quick, and I was hoping, because I started to take a bit of time out of Joseph in second, and yeah, once I got embroiled in a bit of a battle, he sort of gapped me a little bit, and then really it was about sort of being patient for the mediums to drop off, but they just didn't quite drop off soon enough, unfortunately.
No, we did see that JPH started struggling, but it wasn't enough for you all to catch up. It was well managed by everyone, and it made it difficult for a few of you. But you cannot be complaining too much. You're gonna. I don't know if you fall behind in the Drivers' Championship here, but you've definitely got the constructors sealed up now.
Yeah, I think that makes it 9 points behind Jordan now. But yeah, like you say, it's good to defend the title from last season. To be honest, like for myself, I wasn't expecting to be in a position to be fighting for the championship this year anyway, so it's kind of good to be there, and I think all I can sort of try and do next week now that the constructors is wrapped up is just try and make sure that I get close enough to Jordan that sort of the championship goes to the last race in Portugal.
So next week is it all guns blazing?
I don't know about that. Last time I tried that at Sao Paulo, I ended up in the wall. Yeah, I don't know. It's a strong circuit for both me and Jordan, normally Brazil. So it's one of those circuits. It's tricky. It can catch you out quite easily. So yeah, we'll just sort of play it by ear. I'll do my usual no practice before a race and see what happens when we turn up. So.
Well, a massive congratulations to you. And Ewan, any questions for Bruce?
No, well done on your Constructors' Championship, mate.
Ewan, one question from the viewers. Mikey said, which battle throughout the race was your favourite tonight?
Best battle? I think the one with LDR and JPH right up to the line, or well, final corner, until the spin. But yeah, probably that, to be honest. What was yours, Joe?
Yeah, it was good. I think I quite enjoyed watching Bruce out the chicane, take that position back. I can't remember who it was on now, as so much went on, but it was brilliantly and well done. So I think that was my favourite move. of the night. Either way, that's all we got time for. Invictus Racing League Tier 3 at the Australian Grand Prix. Congratulations again to JPH for winning the race, and as well to JPH and Bruce Lee Hardin for winning the Constructors' Championship in the Aston Martin, defending from last season, although they were in the McLarens last season. If they are back to defend the title, we hope they'll be in the same car again. But that's all we got time for. Congratulations, and that's going to be it from me. Thank you for joining us, guys.